Yeah, this is Garby Allen, and you're watching AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. We got a packed show. We've got some AEW news, some WWE news, some Ring of Honor news, some Impact Wrestling news, some Dark Side of the Ring news, and some random wrestling and sporting news. So definitely stick around to the end because it's a packed show and it's really good. Remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, you got to stick around to the end of the episode to find out how. Since this is the AEW Insider, let's kick it off with a little AEW news. AEW. Christian Cage will finally have his first match in AEW, and his opponent has been revealed. It's none other than SCU's Frankie Kazarian, and they will face off this Monday on AEW Elevation. These two have a history, back and forth, going against each other. They had some great matches in Impact Wrestling, so I'm excited to see this match. And I love how AEW is putting some bigger matches on shows like AEW Elevation and AEW Dark. If they keep doing that, more eyes are going to tune in, and ratings are going to stay steady everywhere, so it's good shit. TNT has ordered a new unscripted series. It is called Roads to the Top. That will go inside the lives of Cody and Brandy Rhodes as they navigate their growing family while building AEW's global wrestling empire. I've seen a lot of hate online about this. They're saying these people don't care about wrestling fans. They don't care about wrestling. They're only out for themselves. I think they're awesome. I think they're a power couple, and I don't get that vibe yet. But hey, we'll see how it turns out. AEW upgraded a current star's contract to a full-time deal. Cody Rhodes announced on Twitter and revealed that Red Velvet is now a contracted star with AEW. Cody said, "At the Crossroads event squaring off against Shaq and Jade, Red Velvet stepped up in a huge way. Tony Khan saw what over 1 million people saw that night, and he upgraded her contract. She's all elite now. Let's stir it up, my friend." As seen during AEW Dynamite this week, Dr. Britt Baker called herself a hardcore legend, and she took a shot at Mick Foley in the process. She's saying how she now holds the title after just one night, while it took Mick Foley years to do it. Foley took to Twitter and responded by saying, "Now I'm not gonna lie, this comment from Dr. Britt, it stung a little." John Silver appeared to have suffered a shoulder injury during the main event this week on Dynamite. Following the show, Darby Allin revealed to the live crowd that Silver might have dislocated his shoulder. Silver took to Twitter today providing an update. He said, "I came up short last night. Shoulder is messed up. Doctor doesn't think it's too serious, but I'll keep everyone updated once I know. I also have a nice little knot on my head from landing on the concrete. It was not my night." On to WWE. Now, we all know that Wrestlemania is right around the corner. It's Wrestlemania time, and that means it's going to be Hall of Fame time. Come to find out, Batista was to be inducted into the Hall of Fame this year, but he had to decline until a future date because of scheduling conflicts. He's very busy being an actor, and he was very upset that he couldn't make it. Also announced this week for the Hall of Fame this year was the dead man's older brother, Kane. Kane will finally get his induction into the WWE Hall of Fame after WWE announced the induction of the Great Khali. I have to admit, I did think it was a joke at first or a meme, but it is legit. So congrats to everybody this year so far on their Hall of Fame inductions. It's shaping up to be a good one. Randy Orton was on Stone Cold's Broken Skull Sessions this week. What an excellent episode. If you have not seen it, make sure you do so. John Cena also saw it, and he had this to say. "I've known Randy Orton for nearly 2 decades and have been vocal about his in-ring ability and natural talent. This was a great interview and an honest look at the man. I know it was hosted by Steve Austin, who has seen it all and done it all in the WWE. Great interview. The maker of The Fiend's new burnt mask, and his old mask actually, has been revealed. Special effects makeup artist Jason Baker took to Twitter and revealed the name of several artists and the project's supervisor, who is none other than horror makeup legend, horror makeup special effects god, Tom Savini. We have not heard anything about John Cena making an appearance this year at WrestleMania. I think he will show, but if he does not, it will be the first time since 2003 that Cena has not made an appearance of some kind at a WrestleMania. Keith Lee has not been seen on TV for some time now. He's trying to make a comeback for his return. It was previously reported that WWE nixed the idea of a United States title run for Lee. He will be back, but it's going to take a bit more time. According to Fightful Select, Keith Lee is currently working on his in-ring return, but he needs to be cleared first. Lee underwent some testing following being sidelined, and WWE sources have indicated that he is actively trying to get cleared. It is unclear what is really keeping Lee out of action. We can only hope that things get cleared up soon because WWE could use them on the red brand. Come to find out that the Bad Bunny vs. Miz match at WrestleMania was supposed to be a tag match with Damian Priest and John Morrison included, but both Priest and Morrison have injuries. If the injuries clear up before Mania, they could appear in some way, but as of right now, neither one of them are cleared to wrestle. Speaking of celebrities dipping their toes into the wrestling world, YouTube and boxing star Logan Paul is confirmed to be on SmackDown this week. Sami Zayn has been filming a documentary, and he's about to blow the lid off the new conspiracy against him. Sami Zayn came out on SmackDown for the Kevin Owens show. He's very excited about his documentary. He promised the fans that they will see a trailer for the documentary next week, but that's not all. They will hold a red carpet affair on SmackDown. Logan Paul, who Zayn has been tweeting at, will also be on hand for the festivities. Kevin Owens wasn't very interested in that, and he just wanted his WrestleMania match against Zayn, and he also got that match. And, as I also called last week, on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan was added to the Roman Reigns vs. Edge WrestleMania match. It is now a triple threat. On to Impact Wrestling. Ringside News reports that Impact Wrestling has been on virtually every night of the week at one time or another. Now they are going back to Thursdays. The company announced that starting April 8th, their weekly Access TV show will air on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. This will start on the final week that NXT is on Wednesdays before they move to Tuesdays. New Japan Pro Wrestling. New Japan Pro Wrestling is set to reveal the new IWGP World Heavyweight title belt next week. The new IWGP World Heavyweight title belt will be revealed at Korakuen Hall in Tokyo, Japan next Tuesday, March 30th during the Road to Sakura Genesis event. The title will then be defended for the first time on Sunday, April 4th at the Sumo Hall in Tokyo during the Sakura Genesis 2021 show as champion Kota Ibushi puts it up against Will Ospreay in the main event of the night. New Japan previously announced that the heavyweight title and the intercontinental title would be merged into the new world heavyweight title. Ibushi's win over El Desperado at their 49th anniversary show marked the final defense for both of those titles, essentially ending their lineages. The titles were officially unified after that win, with Ibushi becoming the inaugural World Heavyweight Champion. Ibushi won both of those titles back in early January, during Day 1 of Wrestle Kingdom 15 after defeating Naito. Dark Side of the Ring. If you don't know, Dark Side of the Ring has a second show to hold people over until Season 3 premieres. It's called Dark Side of the Ring Confidential, where they highlight past episodes from Season 1 and Season 2, but they include new information, new interviews, what have you. Last week they did another deep dive on the Von Erich family, and it is excellent. Check it out on Vice or YouTube. Random Wrestling and Sporting News. On his podcast, former WWE producer Arn Anderson revealed a very interesting story about John Cena going off script. Arn said, Cena was wrestling Kurt Angle. As we know, Kurt Angle is the real deal. He's an assassin. All of a sudden, I see John Cena out of nowhere during a random time in a match. He rolls out of the ring. He goes over the rail about 15 rows deep. He grabs one of those foam hands and folds it into the middle finger and points it at Kurt Angle. The audience popped, but as he gave it back and came over the rail to rejoin the match, guess who was waiting for him, and he was not happy? That would be Kurt Angle, and he proceeded to beat John Cena half to death. He got a little sniff and snug with him because it was something that did not work in a match. It was unprofessional. It was just a foolish thing to do during that point in a match. It's just one of those things that goes through the learning process. If you learn from those mistakes, you can accelerate and move forward. During a recent press conference, Dana White was asked when he spoke to Ronda Rousey next and whether she might follow Tate's lead and make a UFC return. White said, Ronda Rousey will not be following Tate's lead with the UFC return. Absolutely, positively, not coming back ever. I have reported the beef with Soulja Boy and Randy Orton, and the Soulja Boy and Iron Sheik. Well, Bow Wow jumped into it, and he has revealed what he told Soulja Boy about the situation. Heel Pops and Chair Shots recently spoke to Bow Wow, who is also very interested in making a real jump into pro wrestling. He is trading with Rikishi, who is putting respect on the business. Bow Wow claimed that he called up Soulja Boy and he told him to lay off the Viper. I had to call Soulja Boy. I said, Soulja, you made fun of Randy Orton. This guy has 6.5 million fans. He's not one of those guys that need your retweets. Randy Orton is a star. He's there. Leave him alone. Go after The Miz. Alright, peeps, that's it. Remember, if you do not see the show posted, check us out every day of the week on our Facebook and our Twitter. I post all the current wrestling news and gossip. I just don't have time to do a show because of life in general, and there's always so much wrestling news. So to keep updated, check out our Facebook under the AEW Insider. Come join our group. And check us out on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1 as in the number 1. Like I said, I post all day and all night of all the wrestling news, so that's how you can keep up with us until we do our show weekly. And remember, if you want to win that Bray Wyatt Firefly Funhouse ringside collectible action figure, all you got to do is stay right here on YouTube. Make sure you're a subscriber. Besides that, pick any video, like, share, and comment. So go to the AEW Insider on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, pick any video including this one, like, share, and comment. When we hit 500 subs, I will be doing a drawing and sending that awesome action figure out to the winner. Remember to show us some love on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook is the AEW Insider, and Twitter is the AEW Insider 1, as in the number 1. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for the AEW Insider. Ciao, peeps.